In his philosophical treatise, The Alphabet versus the Goddess, The Conflict Between Word and Image, 1998, Dr. Leonard Shlain posits that the advent of the alphabet fundamentally altered the cognitive processes of humanity compared to our pre-literate ancestors. Critics have lauded the book for its transcendent exploration of religious themes, its illumination of ancient myths from diverse cultures, and its provocative discourse. Shlain, who held the position of chairman of laparoscopic surgery at the California Pacific Medical Center, was a frequent lecturer at prestigious institutions such as Harvard University, the Salk Institute, and NASA Johnson Space Center. Schlain's central thesis suggests that written language, particularly the alphabet, instigated neurological transformations in humans, thereby reshaping how information is processed and consequently influencing societal development. He contends that the advent of the written word played a pivotal role in shaping concepts of gender roles, societal norms, and linear thought patterns. However, Schlain's work is not a condemnation of language itself. Rather, it scrutinizes its utilization and posits avenues for constructive application. Within his broader argument, Shlain proposes a division of the brain into two hemispheres, left and right, akin to masculine and feminine traits. While acknowledging the conventional understanding that the right hemisphere is associated with feminine, holistic, and creative faculties, and the left hemisphere with masculine, practical, and logical attributes, Shlain extends this discourse by attributing societal biases against women and feminine traits to an overemphasis on the left hemisphere, or the masculine brain. This imbalance, he argues, can be directly traced to the introduction of alphabetic writing. Shlain asserts that each individual inherently relies on both hemispheres of the brain, suggesting a potential path toward more balanced cognitive engagement. Society, rather than inherent nature, molds us to favor the left hemisphere of our brains excessively, often neglecting the capabilities of the right hemisphere. Conventional education, emphasizing linear thinking through written language, limits our utilization of the holistic potential of our brains. Achieving a more balanced engagement between hemispheres is essential for optimizing cognitive function. In examining societies before and after the advent of literacy, a distinction arises between hunter-gatherer communities and those characterized by hunting. Pre-alphabetic societies, rooted in oral tradition, revered both masculine and feminine aspects, valuing each gender equally. In contrast, contemporary hunter-based societies tend to prioritize traits associated with masculinity, often sidelining the feminine. Leonard Shlain illustrates this shift by comparing ancient cultures with modern societal norms. Central to Schlain's analysis is the examination of the Old Testament, the inaugural alphabetic text with profound cultural influence. Serving as the cornerstone of monotheistic religions, namely Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, the Old Testament assumes paramount importance. These religions, inherently patriarchal, portray the divine as exclusively masculine, referred to only as he, and lacking a tangible form. This abstraction instills a sense of omnipresence and fosters control through fear. Moreover, these monotheistic faiths, founded on an enigmatic and gender-exclusive deity, rely heavily on codified laws and scriptures dictating moral conduct. This reliance underscores the regulatory nature of these religions, prescribing strict behavioral guidelines for adherents. Conversely, the feminine realm lacks rigid written doctrines, allowing societies rooted in pre-Old Testament beliefs greater freedom of expression. These cultures embrace visual representations of their goddesses, fostering a culture of imagery worship. Shlain observes the deliberate exclusion of goddess influence in the Old Testament, a significant omission with profound implications. By delving into the foundational principles of the Old Testament, detached from subsequent religious interpretations, Schlain's work transcends religious confines. The Alphabet versus the Goddess refrains from religious critique, focusing instead on the assertion that organized religions reliant on written texts directly contributed to the ascendance of patriarchy. Given the immense influence of the three discussed religions, the advent of written language arguably reshaped cognitive paradigms. Notably, critics of Schlain's book highlight its publication preceding the emergence of social media and the internet. The proliferation of social media platforms, incorporating visual mediums like photography, counterbalances the dominance of written language. The internet, as a global platform, provides an alternative mode of expression, reducing the hegemony of alphabetic constructs and associated patriarchal structures. While Schlain's analysis does not encompass social media, he contemplates the societal implications of mediums like television, photography, and art. These mediums engage distinct neural pathways, primarily activating the right hemisphere of the brain. Shlain expresses optimism regarding achieving a more harmonious balance between masculine and feminine influences. The contemporary surge of social media platforms offers promising evidence in support of his proposition. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you.